All right, buckle up, because ChatGPT just changed forever. That's right, ads are officially here. Before we dive into what this means for you, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button for @BrandTechAuth right below and drop a comment with your gut reaction. Are you for this or totally against it? Okay, let's get into it.
Yep, you heard that right. For the millions, and I mean millions, of us who use ChatGPT every single day, that beautiful, clean, ad-free experience, well, it's over. The ad-free era has officially come to a close. This is a huge, huge shift for the biggest name in AI.
So, the big question is, what does this actually mean for you? Like for your daily workflow, for the way you interact with the AI, how is this going to change things? Don't worry, we are going to break down every single detail you need to know, starting right now.
Okay, first up, the big announcement itself. So OpenAI is officially rolling out ads. I want to be super clear, this is not a drill, it's not a test or some rumor floating around. This is the new reality for ChatGPT.
So who exactly is going to start seeing these ads? Well, for now, it's targeted at free tier users and folks on the new Go tier, which is about $8 a month. And the initial rollout is happening just in the US. Basically, if you're not on one of the premium paid plans, your experience is about to change.
Now, if you're already paying for Pro, Plus, Business, or Enterprise, you can take a deep breath. You're safe. OpenAI has made it clear that your experience will stay completely ad-free, at least for now.
Okay, but what will this look like in practice? Are we going to have pop-up ads interrupting our prompts mid-sentence? Let's take a look at exactly how OpenAI is planning to implement this.
What they're rolling out are called contextual ads. And here's what that means. The ads will pop up at the very bottom of your conversation, so they're not super intrusive. And this is the key part. They're supposed to be related to whatever you're talking about. So, if you're asking ChatGPT to help you plan a trip to Italy, you might see an ad for a cheap flight or a nice hotel there. Makes sense, right?
But here's something that actually surprised me. You're not just stuck with whatever they show you. OpenAI is giving you a decent amount of control. First, you can just dismiss any ad you don't like. Gone. Second, you can actually see an explanation for why you're seeing a specific ad. And third, you can turn off personalization altogether if you want. That's a pretty solid level of transparency, you have to admit.
And they've also made a very firm promise about younger users. OpenAI is committing that no ads will be shown to anyone they believe is under 18. It's a really important detail in how they're trying to roll this out responsibly.
Okay, so we know the what and the how, but why? Why are they doing this now? And look, it's not just about making a quick buck from ad revenue. This is a really smart two-pronged strategy. And if you want to understand where AI is heading, you got to understand the business logic here.
So the strategy basically has two main goals, and they work together perfectly. Goal number one, make some money off the millions of free users. That revenue helps keep the lights on and keep the service free for people who aren't ready to pay. But goal number two is arguably even more important. It's all about pushing people to subscribe. Think about it. The presence of ads suddenly makes that ad-free paid account look a lot more valuable. It's the classic freemium model playbook.
Of course, the second you mention ads, everyone's brain immediately jumps to two things: privacy and bias, right? OpenAI knows this is a huge concern, so they've been very proactive, making some big promises to try and get ahead of it.
And this might be the single most important promise they're making. They call it answer independence. Basically, OpenAI is swearing up and down that an advertiser can't just pay them to make ChatGPT say certain things. The answers you get from the AI are supposed to be completely separate from the ads you see. At least that's the official line.
And when it comes to your data, they're being just as direct. They have explicitly promised not to sell users' data to advertisers. So the ad targeting isn't happening because they're sending your info to some other company. It's all being handled inside OpenAI's own systems.
And the official PR spin on all this? It all ties back to their grand mission of making sure AGI, that's artificial general intelligence, benefits all of humanity. So from their perspective, this ad money isn't just profit, it's a necessary fuel to help them reach that massive world-changing goal.
All right, so we've covered the what, the how, and the why. Let's wrap this up and really focus on the key takeaways. What does this new reality actually mean for you going forward?
So here's the bottom line, the new lay of the land. If you're a free or go user, you're going to start seeing contextual ads, but you'll have some controls to manage them. If you're a Pro, Plus, or Enterprise user, nothing changes for you. Your experience stays clean and ad-free. And, well, the reason to keep paying that subscription just got a whole lot more obvious.
And let's be real, this is a huge deal. Don't underestimate the significance of this. We are literally watching the business model for mainstream AI get figured out in real time. And whatever OpenAI does here could very well set the standard for every single AI tool that comes after.
Which really brings us to the final big question. Is this just the price of progress? Is an ad-supported AI the only way to make these powerful tools available to everyone for free? Is this the compromise we have to make to keep the whole thing running? I'm genuinely curious to know what you think. Let me know your take in the comments below.